Hey guys, this is Alex at MyFreedomSmokes, and today we're going to put two of the most popular tanks head to head. I've got the Atlantis 2 and the Kanger SubTank Plus. Alright, now I've got both of them out. Side by side comparison, they look to be about the same size. The SubTank Plus has a little bit of length up top on it, and it is a little bit wider in diameter. Airflow on both of these seem to be pretty similar. Both have dual airflow. One of the things the Atlantis 2 has that the Kanger doesn't is it has the airflow up top to help kind of cool down your vape. This does not have any sort of function like that. With the Kanger, you do have a 510 connected drip tip. That way you can put your own custom one on here. Whereas with the Atlantis 2, it does not. That is not a typical fitting, so you won't be able to put in your own customizable drip tip. Take a little closer look at the coils and let's compare those. We see here, open this one up. That's going to be your typical Kanger replacement head. And this is going to be the Atlantis 2 coil head. Now, as you can tell, the Atlantis coil is a tad bit bigger, both in diameter and length. But probably one of the biggest things, differences between these two, is that the Kanger replacement head has only two places for the liquid to come in. The new Atlantis coils have four, and the airflow, the juice flow rather, the juice flow holes are much larger. You can see that when you put a side-by-side comparison like this. See how the holes on these are going to be a good bit bigger than the hole on this one? So that leads me to believe that the Aspire one is going to wind up causing you less dry hits than the Kanger ones. Now, both of these are pretty new. People have been really requesting them. They've been in high demand. So this early in the competition, it's really hard to see which one's going to reign supreme. But if I had to put my money on it, I think Atlantis is about to come in for a sneak attack. I think the Atlantis 2 is going to wind up outdoing the Kanger. For the main reason being, when the Atlantis first came out, one of the main issues with it was flavor, taste, and vapor production. Looks like they took those comments to heart and really worked on getting those new replacement heads to where you're going to get a lot better flavor and not as many burnt hits. Kanger has been dropping the ball a little bit. It looks like a lot of their recent tanks, especially the Mini, has been leaking a lot. Hadn't heard a lot of issues on leaking when it comes to the new Plus, but considering this is about the same size as your original SubTank, there's really not much of a need for people that already got the original to get this, unless you're really wanting that updated airflow. Also with this one, you don't have to completely disassemble the whole tank in order to put your RBA section in. Just in review, gonna do these side by side, just a quick overview. Both of these tanks have a dual airflow at the bottom. The Atlantis has the updated coils, the cooling cap for your drip tip, and all around, I really like this tank. With the Kanger, the one thing it does have that the Atlantis does not is you do have your rebuildable. So if you prefer something like a K-Fun style, your Kanger is going to have a rebuildable deck very similar to your K-Fun. So you can wind up putting the rebuildable in here. And you can also replace your own drip tip on this. You cannot on the Aspire. But again, with the Aspire one, I really wouldn't even recommend trying. I really like the drip tip that's on there already. So for me right now, it's a toss-up. I'm leaning a little bit more toward the Atlantis 2 because of the updates it's done. But we're going to wind up having to give it a month or two, see how you decide. If you have any questions, leave a comment below.